So in this video, I will demonstrate how Capital X Panel Designer can support and streamline electrical design work. I will cover 8 key features in Capital X Panel Designer, walking through them step by step and demonstrating how they work in a practical design workflow. The 8 features are dashboard, real-time collaboration and version control, automation features, terminal layout, component and layout, report generation, PNID hydraulics and pneumatics, electromechanical co-design in the PLM context. So let's begin with the dashboard. This is an overview of the dashboard layout. To create a new drawing, click on Create, New Drawing, or you can right-click anywhere on the dashboard and click New Drawing. To open an existing drawing, you can either use the search bar here by entering the name of the drawing, or you can hover your mouse onto the drawing and click Open. To share the drawing, hover your mouse onto the drawing and click Share. Share with others. So in this dialog, kindly enter the email of the person you want to share with here. You can also set the permission for edit and share, commenter, view only, and the owner. So next is the real-time collaboration. So real-time collaboration is essentially where users can simultaneously work with anyone, anywhere on the same drawing. So I have shared this drawing with my colleague, and then go to View, Show Chat Box. In this chat box, anyone in the team can send messages or any text here. So as I mentioned previously, I have shared this drawing with my colleague, and I will require them to drop any circuit and then enter their text in the chat box. So as you can see, my colleague has dropped this circuit and also typed in the text here. And these updates will be received by anyone who have access to the drawing at once. So next, version control. So version control is where users can manage their drawing version. In Capital X Panel Designer, any changes or updates will be automatically saved in versions. Go to File, Version History. So here is the listings of the version that has been saved. If users are required to roll back to any previous version, they can just click on this and then click Load, and it will revert back to that version. So let's say if you've done something on the drawing and wanted to save it as any version, then you can go back easily, go to File, name current version, and then name that version. So in the version history, as you can see, the version has been saved. So this will allow the users to easily navigate to any version that they want. So next is the symbol creation. In Capital X Panel Designer, we have thousands of symbols that are standard compliance that you can find from the stencil listing here. However, there's a chance where the users will require to have a specific symbol, specific needs based on their company, which then they need to create this by themselves. So in Capital X Panel Designer, you can use Shape tool here design it, and then create it as your custom symbols. Or the users can drag and drop the XF or DW file onto the drawing and create the symbol from there. So now, I will drag and drop a DW file onto this drawing. So as you can see, the graphics from the DWG has been imported to the Capital X Panel Designer. Please note that this graphics exists only in lines and shapes without any intelligence. So I will require to have the graphic in the middle. So now I will ungroup this and then remove any part that I don't require. So after I've done with the modifications, I will select this graphics, right click on it, and then group it. So symbols will have connection points. So now while the graphic is selected, go here and then choose connection point. While holding Ctrl key, click on anywhere you want to add the connection points. So once done with that, click on create symbol. So here is the information that we are required to enter. And then I want to save this symbol in my custom stencils, which is this stencil. And then on the pin names, this is where the users can enter pin names of the symbols. So I will use the existing pin names from the radio button and then click OK. So now the symbol has been created and saved onto my custom stencils. So when I drag and drop back onto the drawing, you can see that these symbols have reference and also their descriptions. So now these symbols can be connected as any symbols from the Capital X Panel Designer. To add on, when I drag and drop another same symbols and rename it as the same, you can see that the pin names will be automatically incremented. This is based on the selection that I've made during the symbol creations under the pin name tab. So now is the automation features. I will cover 4 automation features from Capital X Panel Designer: automatic numbering, automatic wiring, prefab circuit, save and reuse pages. So in Capital X Panel Designer, when I duplicate this symbol, you can see that the reference will be automatically incremented from MCB2 to MCB3. So if I drag and drop the same symbol onto the drawing, the reference number will be also automatically incremented from MCB2 to MCB3, then to MCB4. So let's say if I want to have a different naming convention, I can just select these symbols and then enter the name of it, and then I can save this onto my custom stencils. So when I drag and drop it onto the drawing, it will automatically increment this reference appropriately. This also same for the wires. So when I drag and drop the wires onto the drawing, it will be automatically incremented. And if I require to have specific naming convention, I can just select this wire and type in the name. And I can also save onto the custom stencils. So when I drag and drop back onto the drawing, it will automatically increment it too. Usually in the drawing, when we want to wire the symbol, we drag and drop the symbol next to it, and then drag and drop wire, and then connecting them one by one. And then we need to rename this one by one too. We can also use these wires by duplicating them and paste it to the next symbols, and then we can connect them. However, with Capital X Panel Designer, we have a faster way to do this. Go to File, Preferences, and then under Capital X Panel Designer options, enable this setting, automatically wire symbols on drop. So now, when I drag and drop symbol next to it, it will automatically wired with the appropriate wire names. So let's say if I complete this circuit, you can see that it will be automatically wired. And the naming, if you want to change, just select it and type in the name. And then I have a terminal symbol here. I want to drag and drop it onto this wire. You can see that this wire will be automatically split, so the users would not need to manually reconnect them. And then, in the Capital X Panel Designer, in your schematic drawings, usually there are many similar circuits that exist in different pages or on the same pages. So in Capital X Panel Designer, you can select this circuit, duplicate it by holding Ctrl key, and then as you can see, this circuit will be automatically incremented appropriately without the need to manually re-enter their names one by one. Also, I can select this whole circuit and save it to my custom stencils. So this can be shared within the team members. So basically, work done by one person can be reused by many persons in a different projects without need to create a new one. So when I drag and drop it back onto the drawings, you can see that their reference will be automatically incremented appropriately. So now, in the different projects, we have same pages that exist. In Capital X Panel Designer, in your custom symbols, you can click here, Save Pages to Stencils. So this will save any pages onto the stencils. So let's say if I want to save this, click OK. And the page will be saved here. So in any project, the users can just drag and drop this onto that project and the page will be imported there. So next is the terminal layout. In Capital X Panel Designer, the users can create terminal listings layouts which lists the terminals that are available throughout the drawing. So drag and drop this terminal list symbol onto the drawing. And then right click on it, click on generate listings, and then I will select all pages and then click generate. So these are the remaining listings that has been generated. So now I can rearrange them, and then I will need to drop a terminal block symbols and encapsulate these listings. If you notice, the quantity will be automatically count the terminal list inside. So right click on this and then click renumber, and this will renumber automatically all these terminals. So however, this reference X1 I want it to be on the left side. So right click on it, edit terminal block, and the reference position, choose left. Click save. So before we generate this, in our circuit, this terminal doesn't have any numbering. So right click on this terminal block, click on the number terminals, click on OK, and now these terminals has been automatically renumbered. And now on the circuit, you can see that these terminals are also renumbered. So next is the component and layout. In Capital X Panel Designer, users can manage their components by going to the Manage Database, Component Database. So here, your components are listed. So on the left side is the category of the component. If you click on it, the right side is the component inside that category. So to add new category, click here, Add Category. While for the component, click here and Add Component. So now, not only you can add, you can also modify this category by click on Edit Category or delete if required. And this is same for the component. So now, Capital X Panel Designer have integration with 3D Find It by Cardenas. So 3D Find It have thousands of manufactured components that can be imported to the Capital X Panel Designer. Click on Import from 3D Find It. So once the 3D Find It has been loaded, here on the search bar, you can search any component that you want. So right now, I will search Circuit Breaker by Siemens, and then click Enter. So it will generate the listings of the circuit breaker that exist in the 3D Find It. And then you can just select which one. And then from here, you will have 2D or 3D view where you can inspect them if required. And then below here is the import informations that will be imported to the Capital X Panel Designer. We just click Send to CAD, and this will import the information of the component and also the layout of the component. So previously I have done with circuit breakers. So when we go to Edit Component, you can see that this layout has been imported with their informations. So now we are going to generate layout in this drawing. So once you have done with schematic drawings and then the terminal layout, usually in the drawing you can have a panel layout. So from here, click on Generate Layout, and then inside this dialog is the listings of the component that not yet generated as a layout. So for example, for MCB2 is currently using a default component. So I'm going to go Edit Component, go to Select, and then choose the components that has been imported from 3D Find It, which have layout, and then click Save. And now select the component and then click on Generate, and it will generate. And let's say if I require another, I can just select this and click Generate. So now this layout has been generated and I want to rearrange them onto the DIN rail. For your information, DIN rails you can get from layout stencils. By just drag and drop them onto the drawing, you can use it. So now when I drag and drop this layout on the DIN rail, you can see that it will be automatically placed to the left. And then when I move this DIN rail, the component layout will also follow this DIN rail. So this will ensure that designing panel layout is easier without need to manually move one by one. So not only that, you can design your internal of the panel layout, you can also create or design the front panel layouts. You can have the panels with switches, buttons, panel lights, and many more. So next is the report generations. Report is essential when you are drawing a schematics. So in Capital X Panel Designer, when we go to stencil listings and then reports, we have numbers of reports that can be used in the drawing. For example, bill of material reports, material reference, connection reports, and many more. So right now, I'm going to drag and drop bill of material report here. And then right click and click generate report. And here is the columns that you want to hide or show in the report. And then click OK. As you can see, this report will be automatically generated without need to manually enter the information one by one. And also, you can export this report by going to Export Reports and then choose Bill of Material Report, and this will download this report in TSV or CSV file, and then you can open this on the spreadsheet. So next is the PNID hydraulics and pneumatics. In Capital X Panel Designer, we have PNID stencils, pneumatic stencils, and also hydraulic stencils that users can use to create schematics. So these are the sample of the PNID that has been created with the SPD, and then the hydraulic samples, and then the pneumatic samples. So last but not least is the electromechanical co-design in the PLM context. So Capital X Panel Designer have integration with Teamcenter, Solid Edge, NX, and also Capital Logic Designer. So let's start with the Teamcenter integrations. So before we can use these Teamcenter integrations, the user will require to set up this first. So we have a help page created for this. By following these steps, the users can set up their Teamcenter integrations. So once done with that, go to Applications, Teamcenter, and we have two options: to publish BOM to Teamcenter and publish project to Teamcenter. So let's publish BOM to Teamcenter first. So now you are required to log in to your Teamcenter. So in the Teamcenter, I've created a folder, CXBD demo drawing folder here, and also a demo components under that folder. And these folders are currently empty. So now, for the type, I will choose create new BOMs and then browse where I want to save it. And I will choosing the folder that has been created. Click OK. So now, we are going to map our component to the Teamcenter. Users can choose to assign with any component that existed, or your users can create a new one. So now I will create a new one, and then I'm going to create under this demo component folder. And then I will create for the remaining of it. So once I have done with this, click on OK. And now the BOM has been published successfully. So in the Team Center, on the folder, you can see that this component has been created. So now we are going to publish project to the Team Center. And then select where the file that you have saved previously. Click on it, click on OK. So it has been successfully published. So on the Team Center, when you click on the file and this preview, as you can see that the drawing has been exported to the PDF. So now we are going to do the integration with Solid Edge. Go to Export Reports, click on Connectivity Report, and then choose Solid Edge. So for now, I'll be using bipanel only. Click on OK, and the file will be downloaded. And now, open the Solid Edge. So here, go to Harness Wizard, and then for ECAD application, choose capital X Panel Designer, and then browse the file that has been downloaded. Click Open. So, the component from the capital X Panel Designer has been ported here. We have panel, and we also have M1, the motor. So now, we are required to assign the part. So right click on it, browse. So for the main panel, I'll be using a gland plate. And for the motor, I'll be using a motor. After that, click on Populate. So as you can see, this part has been populated on the drawing in the Solid Edge. When you click on this, it will highlight which components. So click on Next, and now we are required to assign the terminals for each of this part. So click on here, and then click on Assign Terminal, and then choose which part you want to have it as a pin. And then when I've done with the terminal assignations, click on Finish. And as you can see, these cores or wires will be automatically generated. They are connected between these two parts. And these cores or wires have length. And we want to import this to the capital X Panel Designer. To do so, go to File, Save As ECAD, and then ECAD application, choose capital X Panel Designer, and then choose where you want to save it, and enter the name of it. Click OK. So let's open back the capital X Panel Designer. So currently, this cable, when we inspect the core length, it doesn't have any value. So now, go to Import Report, Connectivity Report, and then import the file that has been saved just now from Solid Edge. So import is finished. So let's inspect this core length. You can see that the value has been imported. So in capital X Panel Designer, we have a cable bomb. When we right click on it, click on Generate. So as you can see, this core length is shown on the report. So next we are going to do for the NX. Same as the Solid Edge, go to Export Report, Connectivity Report, and now Format, choose NX. Another file will be downloaded for NX. So let's open NX. In the NX, go to Electrical Component Navigator, right click here, and then click Import, and click Update. And then choose the file. So as you can see, this component has been ported from capital X Panel Designer. So now we are going to right click on this and click on Place. So we are going to choose the part for it. For the panel, I'll be using ground plate. And then click anywhere on the drawing to place it. Click OK. And we are going to do for the M1. I'll be choosing a motor for the M1. So now, this part has been placed. So when you click on this, it will highlight the corresponding parts. So now, these two parts doesn't have any wires or cores connected. We are going to connect them. So on the left panel, go to Electrical Connection Navigator, expand this, and you can see that the connections between these two parts. Right now, there is no length. So to connect them, you can refer this, click on Spline Path, and then here, X23 will be connected with W1. and we are going to connect the remaining of it. So once the connection has been established, select all of them, right click, go to auto root, click on pin level, and then the length will be automatically generated. So we want to export this to the Capital X Panel Designer. Right click anywhere here, click on export all, then name it. So let's go back to the Capital X Panel Designer. Previously we have a core length value and we are going to replace it. So click on import report, connectivity report, go to import and choose the file. So import is finished. So when we inspect the core length of this cable, now it have a value from NX. So on the cable bomb, right click on it, click on generate report. Now, as you can see, this length will be shown here. So last but not least is the Capital Logic Designer. So now, in Capital Logic Designer, click on New Project and then enter your project name. Click on OK, and here you can enter the information that you want. So now, the project has been created. So on the workflow, click on Panel Designer. Under here, click Panel Designer. And now, the Panel Designer has been loaded to my account. So please note that when the first time you want to open this, it will require to enter your account. So let's open a project here. So now, on the left panel, click on this ICD tab, and then the panel designer, go to application, capital, send ICDs, and then here, please enter the credential of your capital host. Key in the project name. So now, ICD has been updated. On the left panel here, click on refresh. And now under unallocated, the panel has been imported. So let's open back our Capital Logic Designer. So now, right click on this and then click place pins, and then place it onto the drawing here. So now, as you can see, this panel now has been ported from the Capital X Panel Designer, and then go to Home. I will add the device. This device will represent the M1, and then I will connect them with wire. And then I require to rename this pins and also the wire name. So let's go back to the panel designer. So here, I will modify this drawing by duplicating this circle here. So once I have done with the modification, go to application, capital, and then send ICDs. So ICD has been updated. Let's open back the Logic Designer project. Click on refresh, and then right click on this panel, click on add pins. As you can see, these are the new pin, and I click place. So now I will do the same thing as the previous pins by adding a new device that represent motor 2. So now, as you can see, we can export information from the capital X panel designer to the capital Logic designer by using send ICDs. So now, I am going to modify this project. So for example, I'll rename these pins. And then go to workflow and click send ICDs. So update successfully. So let's open back our capital X panel designer. So as you can see, on the status here, this terminal has been renamed. Click close. And now as you can see, the changes has been reflected to the capital X panel designer. So now, in the Logic Designer, I will delete one of the pin here. And then, I will click on Send ICDs. So let's open back our capital X panel designer. So as you can see, there's an update message here. Pins were deleted in capital Logic. So click yes. And as you can see, the wire and also the terminal has been deleted. So this part has been deleted. So now I will connect both of these devices using the wires and then enter back the terminal names. So now go to workflow and then send ICDs. And then open back our capital X panel designer. And now as you can see, there's a new pin names has been added. So click on place terminal, and then the terminal has been added. So it has been generated here. Let's move it and then place it here. So now let's copy this wire and place it here. And then name this if required. So now, as you can see, the changes between Capital X Panel Designer and also Capital Logic Designer can be easily imported by using send ICDs. So that's all from me, and thank you.